The Kayfabe Crunch is made possible by Steel Chair City. You'll be amazed at how many steel chairs we can fit under one roof. It's at least 20. Can you imagine it? Aisle after aisle of raw metallic power. Will you sit on one or bash your friend's delicate brain palace? At Steel Chair City, you can do both.
The Kayfabe Crunch. To be the news, you gotta beat the news.
Good day, I'm Sam Sit-Out Powerbomb, and this is your Kayfabe Crunch for Saturday, December 20th, 2019. Fake news is one of the serious issues of our time. We pledge to deliver 100% kayfabe facts with every issue, and it's something we take rather seriously. So, if you suspect any misinformation in this issue or any future edition, please call us on 01 377 899 642 719 990 656 00 00 00 00 00 00 00 single O 00 00 2. Top story. Daniel Bryan's daughter doesn't recognize him anymore. Unfortunately, that means she'll be placed in a remedial kindergarten class. SmackDown began with touching comments from the renewed Daniel Bryan, who admitted that his daughter, Birdie Bryan Bella, cried upon seeing him without a beard. We also cried, Birdie, but with tears of happiness due to the return of the beloved Yes movement. The Miz, who was more zipper than man last night, teamed with Daniel Bryan to face Dolph Ziggler and King Corbin, who had mocked both men for failing as fathers. In Miz's defense, fighting off murderous clowns wasn't exactly what he'd signed up for in fatherhood, especially as the documentary, It's Chapter 1, had not yet been released when Monroe Sky was born. The cool dads then defeated the uncool king, and a main event was made for next week. And that match will be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz versus King Corbin, where the loser has to sacrifice their child to the Fiend. Wait, that can't be right. Even if you ignore the ridiculousness, who would Corbin sacrifice? Oh yeah, Dolph Ziggler. Now it's time for your fast count, the open palm strikes of news.
Local Christmas tree salesman leaves stock on SmackDown stage.
Corey Graves admits to recurring nightmares of the New Day walking in on Carmella.
Dolph Ziggler trades red cap for blue. Still doesn't look any less like a suspicious 90s beach character.
Sheamus continues to rail against the small members of the SmackDown roster, the tiny members of the Blue Gang, the Shorty G's if you will. However, first rivalry back unknown at this point.
First Cesaro swing of the season. Unfortunately, that means 6 more weeks of winter.
WWE's Secret Santa continues. No one can keep it secret, and there's still no sign of Santa. This is so stupid. Santa isn't real, so the joke doesn't make any... Oh, I'm so sorry. No. Yeah, no, of course wrestling's real.
Braun Strowman reveals nipple piercing, allowing us to make this nip-slip quip.
And finally, after receiving women's tag team titles from Vince McMahon last year, it doesn't look as though we'll be getting any new championship belts this Christmas. In protest, I suggest we all spend the holidays at Triple H's house. And that's your fast count.
You've been counted out. You're out of here.
The traditional Miracle on 34th Street fight became a Miracle on 34th Meat fight, as a holiday ham became the centerpiece of the action. We at the Kayfabe Crunch recommend using a large turkey if you find yourself in a real-life scuffle. It's dry, with a sandpaper-like texture, and turkeys are as aggressive in death as they are in life. Early in the match, Tucker received a bowling ball to the thigh. That's his thigh, and not the thigh of the ham. Do hams have thighs? What is ham? Dash then launched himself into a Christmas tree, breaking both baubles and severely twisting his candy cane. Just as the match looked to go the way of the revival, the ham was knocked to the floor, which sent Otis into some sort of honey-glazed frenzy. He became ham-raged, manic over the fact that his slab of piggy flesh had touched the ground. Otis just couldn't let go, and so he placed Lego on the mat and drop Dawson onto the pile of plastic pieces. Gosh, is there anything worse than standing on Lego? Oh yeah, bees, good point. It's time for a Kayfabe Crunch exclusive. Earlier this week, I interviewed WWE's newest employee. No, it's not John Morrison, but rather Nick Metrics, legendary podcast producer. Nick has been hired by WWE to produce over 50 original podcasts in order to capitalize on an extremely undersaturated market. And here's the conversation we had. Hi Nick, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's no worries, Sam. Always happy to help out someone starting out in the industry.
Well, I have been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah, all right, mate. Go and ask the questions.
Okay, I'll fire away. Obviously, we've seen podcasts from Corey Graves and The New Day in recent weeks.
Oh, Graves. I love that crazy f***er. Yeah, he was my first pick to host a pod. I did some social media management for him back in the day, but I think he prefers to go it alone now. We drink together, we go sailing together, hell, we even hunt the poor together.
Okay, well, my question is, which WWE superstars can we expect to see hosting podcasts in the near future?
Well, all of them's the eventual goal, all the way down to feast your ears with Dominik Dijakovic. That guy's going to be over with the Spotify algorithm.
I'm sure. And any from the SmackDown roster?
Okay, let me check the old release schedule. We got Boss Time with Sasha Banks, where she reviews old episodes of Who's the Boss. There's Heavy Machinery, who will host the world's first construction equipment review podcast. Oh, and I think Dolph Ziggler wants to do one. Some conservative talking head thing, I don't know. I gave it the green light, because content is king, baby.
Well, that all sounds excellent. I'll definitely be subscribing to some of those.
Oh, they're all going to be bingeable. That's the goal. We want to produce so many podcasts that you don't even have time to watch RAW, SmackDown. There are, 168 hours in a week?
Exactly that.
Well, my aim is to produce that many hours of WWE podcasts. You won't have time to eat or poach a homeless guy.
You know, it would be negligent of me as a journalist if I didn't ask. You don't really hunt people for sport, do you?
No, Sam, you silly f***er. It's a figure of speech. As in, I'm off to Skegness for the weekend to kill a bunch of people. You know, everyday let's see, what else do I have to promote for this media sport?
Well, if we're taking up your time...
All right, here we go. Check out Crosstalk with Nikki Cross. It's just a bunch of people talking over each other. Sort of like what you're trying to do to me now, Sam. Talk with Elias. Nothing planned for that one, but it's a good name, isn't it? Talking Brock.
Wow, you managed to get Brock Lesnar to do a podcast.
No, Sam, you amateur. That guy's fucking terrifying. It's just a bunch of people talking about Brock Lesnar. You know, speculation on his next opponent, all that. Oh, but Braun Strowman will be doing an Agony Aunt-style relationship advice podcast, so keep your ears out for that one.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Nick.
Oh, you're welcome, Sam. It's been a pleasure. You know what? Let me offer you some free train tickets to Skegness as a thank you.
There's just time to take a look at the headlines the Sunday wrestling newspapers will be leading with. The Grappling Ogler has Dadless Deadbeat disses Decorated Duo, always going for that alliteration. The Grandstand Latest has AEW is the best, there wasn't even any wrestling on TV last night. Interesting stance. Sect Addicts have a top story praising 3 women's matches on SmackDown, and also taking shots at Raw for only 1 women's match per week in the last 4. I agree with Sect Addicts here, it's embarrassing really. It's a good job WWE isn't a publicly traded company or anything. Oh it is? Oh dear. And finally, Pro Wrestling Duvet leads with Mandy Rose covered in Otis's juices. Oh, come on Ryan Duvet, that's disgusting even for you. Join us Tuesday when we'll have all the latest news from Monday Night Raw. And join us next Saturday when we'll find out which wrestler's offspring will be sacrificed in the name of Demon Mr. Rogers. This has been the Kayfabe Crunch. You're not quite daily, not quite news, bump for the world of professional wrestling.
The Kayfabe Crunch is made possible by Steel Chair City. On Sunday, December 22nd, come and meet both surviving ECW legends at our Moscow branch. They'll be signing every steel chair purchased between 9:02 and 9:04 a.m. What? He died too? Okay. Come and meet Sabu, I guess.
The Kayfabe Crunch.